BCIHL fans, how are you doing, everybody out there? Happy holidays, all you forecheckers and back checkers, fourth liners, power play stars, stay-at-home D-men. How are you doing? And the goaltenders, shout out to the masked people out there. Hey, Happy New Year to you, everybody. Hope you're having a great break and that you and the fam and your loved ones are happy, safe, healthy, all of that stuff. I've been doing pretty good here, working a little bit and taking a load off a little bit too. And you know what? The second half of the season is coming up next week with that big tournament. But I thought for this New Year's show here for In the Corners, we should get into top 10 moments of the BCIHL season so far. Sound good to you? It was pretty fun the other day. I was driving, thinking about it. I put on my little voice memo on the phone. It was pretty easy to come up with these because there's been some great action in the league this year, wouldn't you say? 26 games in the books, as is our custom here on the show. Let's go over the standings. VIU 8-3, first place, 60 points. UVic 7-3-1. Just that 1 point behind VIU, remember, because of the overtime loss December 1st. Okanagan Lakers 6-4-1, 13 points. That's pretty close too. SFU 4-3-1, 9 points, but they have 3 games to make up, so they can catch up. Watch out for those Red Leaf guys. And Logan Lake 1-10 on the season. So let's think about it and let's get into this here. BCIHL top 10 moments of the first half. Here we go. Number 10. I don't know. I might put in little graphics here, TSN style, but here we go. Number 10. Owen Evers, overtime winner, October 27th for the Vikes. They won 7-6 that game. Owen Evers, 2 goals and an assist in the game. The Vikes were down 5-1 halfway through the game and came all the way back. Owen Evers scored in overtime. Owen Evers is 6th in league scoring right now at 18 points. 4 points ahead of the next defenseman in scoring. Also, Evers has 6 goals this season, tied with Booker Daniel for second on the Vikes to Schofield. That was a big goal there. They secured the win against the Red Leafs October 27th. Number 65 coming in at number 10 on BCIHL top 10 moments. Number 8. Lucas Thompson, game-winning goal at Nanaimo, November 1st. Remember, that was the game at Frank Crane Arena. Lucas Thompson got the game-winning goal with 1:38 left in regulation. Whoa, that was a close game. Ethan Anstey added the empty netter. Lucas Thompson, that was his second goal of the night. He scored at 5:43 of the first period also. At that time, it was 2-1 for the Vikes. It was an epic game there from Sean Parkinson, 37 saves. And at the time, the Vikes were 5-1 on the season, and they were in command there. Big goal from Lucas Thompson, the big man for the Vikes. Leader there for the Vikes. Here we go. Number 8. Cooper Giesbrecht from SFU. He gets 2 here, coming in at number 8. 2 gems against the Okanagan Lakers. The first one, October 7th. First game of regular season, 36 for 38. 36 saves, that is. Cooper Giesbrecht takes the win for the Red Leafs in their new iteration of their hockey program. Man, they got good goalies there. Him and Jamie Patterson. So that was a big win for the Red Leafs. Giesbrecht leading the team. Of course, remember, they got the non-conference team doing their thing. Nick Wagner, he's the captain of Gidla over there. 1 goal, 1 assist, the game-winning goal on the power play that day. October 7th, November 24th, 4-3 win on home ice, 38 saves. Cooper Giesbrecht coming in at number 8, top moments in the BCIHL season. Number 7, VIU's dominance against Logan Lake. Holy moly, 15-3, November, 14-4, November 25th in Nanaimo. Logan Kirky, 8 points. Ethan Jones, 7 points that day. Ethan Jones and Logan Kirky lead the entire league in points, 33 points in 11 games. That seems like a lot. VIU coming in at number 7 for their dominance against Logan Lake. Number 6. Max Struss overtime winner, October 21st versus Okanagan Lakers. Big goal for the Mariners. Big reason why they're in first place. Max Struss, he's the Norris caliber defenseman from the Mariners. Watch out for that guy. That game 2 for 3, both teams on the power play. Jaden Little, 47 saves. How about that? 3-1 halfway through the game for VIU, but the Lakers tied it up a couple times. Zach Park tied it right at the end of the game, but Max Struss scored in overtime. You remember that one if you're a Mariners fan. Pretty big shoes to fill with Morton leaving this year, but Max Struss is doing it for my money. Top 3 defenseman in the league. Okay, number 5. VIU Mariners visit the NCAA teams in Alaska. September 29th, VIU at University of Alaska Anchorage. Seawolves, 7-2 loss. And remember, that's NCAA Division 1. That's as top as you can get, guys. 6-13-1 the Seawolves are this year, so they could knock off some teams. VIU holding their own. The next day, September 30th, VIU at University of Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks. 8-1 loss, NCAA Division 1. Fairbanks, they got the killer team right now in Alaska. They're 10-7-1. They beat the Seawolves all 4 times this year. The Nanooks also beat St. Cloud, Michigan Tech, and Ferris State, which is Grand Rapids. So that's a pretty serious hockey team right there. So good job, Mariners. That's number 5. Coming in at number 4, Okanagan Lakers beat VIU. It was the big victory for the Lakers. That was November 18th at the Capitol News Center in Kelowna. A huge win for the Lakers. If they want to catch up and snag first or second place this year, they got to go through the Mariners and the Vikes. Okanagan Lakers 2 for 5 on the power play. 28 saves from Connor Lemieux. That's the goalie from Northern Ontario way out there. Now in this game, 2 points from Boyarsky, Davidson, Gilbertson, and Timothy McKinley. Spreading it around really good, those Lakers. When they're on fire, they really make everybody dizzy in the arena, and they make you motion sickness. That's what they give you. Colton Boyarsky, game-winning goal with 9 minutes left to go. Watch out for the Lakers in the second half. Maybe they have some key moments up their sleeve. Number 3, top 10 moments in the BCIHL this season. Logan Lake Miners win their first game in franchise history. They will go to 1-9 at the time. It took them 30 games, but they got it done. They got that first victory, and they did it against the first place Vikes on the road in Victoria, snapping the Vikes' 6-game win streak. Woo! They won the game 4-3. Gavin Maddie got the game-winning goal. 10:50 left in the third. Schofield came back, tried to get the Vikes back into it, but they couldn't tie it up because it was Matthew Enns with 64 saves. He won the game. First winningest goalie in Logan Lake Miners history. Matthew Enns, he's a star in the league. Everybody knows it. That game, 2 points for Jordan Lario, Zylan Watson, and Darius Sam, some of the big-time contributors for the Miners. And Gavin Maddie, 19 points, 4th in league scoring. Jordan Lario, 18 points, 7th in league scoring. Logan Lake Miners going to play the Grizz right now in the New Year's. Good luck to you guys. That was number 3. That was a big moment. Congrats to you guys. We'll see you in the second half. Top 10 moments, number 2. UVic beats Okanagan Lakers in Kelowna to run their win streak to 6 games. This was a big highlight for UVic in the first half and a huge victory at the Lakers. That was an awesome game down there in Kelowna. Unreal game. And the Vikes, you know what? I don't know the last time the Vikes were in first place. They held it this year for a while. They're definitely charging, and they won it this year. Big game for all the coaches. That was a huge moment. They won 3 games in 4 days, and they swept the road trip. Incredible game. Goaltending, special teams. Lakers were 0 for 5 on the power play, including a 5-minute major that the Vikes killed, and they won the game. Game-winning goal, Tom Sweeney, 8 minutes left in the second period. Owen Evers, Booker Daniel, each with a goal and assist apiece. And here we go. A little case study before we go to number 1. That night, Sean Parkinson had 31 saves, and he was rock solid. He's the first half MVP for me of the league. Sean Parkinson this season, 6 games this season with 30-plus saves. Okay? 4 of those games, the Vikes won. Sean Parkinson is leading the Vikes this season. He's the MVP of the first half. Let's think about this, though. How many games, just for interest's sake, let's talk about these goalies here. These guys are a little bit nuts, but we love them because they're bringing wins to our teams. Okay, let's ask ourselves this question. How many games have our goalies made 30 saves or more? Let's just think about that a second. You know, it doesn't show who's the best goalie necessarily. For example, Derek Krall, he doesn't always face 30 shots in a game, so he can't make 30 saves. That's the VIU guy, right? But how many games has your favorite goalie recorded 30 saves in the league? Make sense? Well, Sean Parkinson has done it 6 times, including 4 wins. In third place in the league is Cooper Giesbrecht. He's done it 4 times, and in those 4 times that he's made 30 or more saves, the Red Leafs have won twice. So that's a pretty important performer in the first half of the season. Derek Krall has done it twice, October 13th, November 10th. Mason Kelly done it twice as well. Brady Kelly as well on losing efforts. Hunter Tarvis did it in his first win with the Vic Vikes. That was November 3rd at Logan Lake. Who else do we have here? Connor Lemieux. He's had made 30 saves twice. Jaden Little against VIU made 47. That seems like a lot. Jamie Patterson, October 27th versus Victoria, 30-plus saves. But first place is Matthew Enns. 7 times this in the first half of the season, making 30-plus saves or more, including 64 November 24th when Logan Lake beat the Vikes. Giesbrecht also has 64 saves against VIU. That was October 18th. So, little deep dive on the goalies there. Who's the craziest goalie in the league? We will find out. Sean Parkinson leading the Vikes. He's fantastic. You know, each team is doing well in net. So, we'll see how that plays out in the second half. Now, back to our top 10 list. Number 1 highlight from the first half of the BCIHL season is the back-to-back victories by the VIU Mariners over the Vikes, the final games of the break. VIU win both of those games in the home-and-home December 1st and it's December 2nd to take back first place in the league. December 1st at Victoria, Caleb Franklin scored in overtime. And that was that. Brock Palmer, he scored 2 goals in the first period. 16 goals, league leading scorer. That's Brock Palmer, so watch out for that guy in your program. December 2nd, Brock Palmer also scored in the first period, and VIU never looked back. Hard forecheck, good defensive play in front of Krall. VIU wins the season series 3-2. UVic will have to catch up somehow in other ways to get first place. And we'll see how that plays out. Those are the top 10 moments of the BCIHL. What did I miss, everybody? Send me an Instagram or hit me up at one of the games. Let me know what I forgot. I probably missed something obvious. Now, for the Vikes, honorable mentions. Because we're homers here. We love the Vikes. These are our guys. Aleko Sidrakis, overtime winner in preseason. Lyndon to go. First goal at BCIHL. It was a big one during their comeback game against SFU. That was the goal that made it 5-3. Remember, they came back 1-7-6 in overtime. And Stratton Pickett, game-winning goal against the Lakers, October 20th. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in that game. Pickett scored the goal, let the Vikes go ahead, and they held on to the lead. So honorable mentions for the Vikes. Shout out to you guys. How do you like them apples? Now, last other thing, honorable mention, SFU non-conference teams. We got to give you guys a shout out. You're 3-9-0 on the season. 2 wins against Briarcrest and 1 against University of Pittsburgh. ACHA Division 1. That seems pretty good. Pittsburgh is a long way to go to play hockey, but you guys did it and you beat the crap out of them. So that's great. You beat them 6-1. Head coach Mark Coletta, assistant coach Jim Camazola. Shout out to you guys. Wishing you good luck this season. Boston College Eagles, Boston University Terriers coming up next. The Terriers, by the way, 22 appearances in the Frozen Four. That's a lot. 22, that's what it said on Wikipedia anyhow. 22 appearances in the Frozen Four. I didn't know they had that many Frozen Fours. That's a ton. But you guys are doing good. We're proud that you guys are around the Red Leafs. Also, the BCIHL Red Leafs team is pretty hot, you know. They're coming down to the Vikes January 12th, one of those. I think that's the day. Friday night, anyhow. Also, the Red Leafs, the travel team. You guys did well against Michigan and Colorado College. Colorado College is really good, right? You guys held your own there. So good job, guys. We will see you around. You guys are playing tonight, I think, as I'm taping this. But I know that you're going to Boston. So safe travels to you guys and go kick some butt down there. Okay, finally. Also, shout out Logan Lake Miners. You guys are going to play the Grizz. That's going to be unreal. Glacier Ice Rink in Missoula, Montana. Shine up your belt buckles and your boots and take your hat down there. I know you got them. I know the Kelly brothers, they got cowboy hats. I bought a cowboy hat this year. Yeah, I brought one for my mother's birthday because she's from Wyoming originally. So, hey, we all can use a little cowboy sometimes. Good luck to you guys, the Miners. Go down there, play the Grizz, get some wins, right? That would be great to see you guys do that. Also, coming up in a week, the Tom Harris Cup in Nanaimo. Shayla and I are going to be back for a preview show for that. So stay tuned for that next week. We're going to talk all about that. We're going to dig into it after our New Year's partying, of course. Tom Harris Cup Concordia Thunder from the ACAC. State Trojans, ACAC. Korea University Tigers. No idea what league they're in, but they're going to be in Nanaimo. That's going to be pretty dope. Hey, if you know any people that can translate, let us know, because then we can interview some of these guys. Who knows? Maybe they speak English, half of the guys. Who knows? SFU, VIU, UVic, you guys are going to be there, but you're not going to be playing each other. You know what I mean? The BCIHL guys are just going to play the visiting teams, as far as I know. So that'll be a big party there. Bring your popcorn and watch out for us down there. I'm going to be there for all the games, checking you guys out. So say hi. And I'll be watching and scouting out for the show and enjoying what you guys do best, playing hard, playing for your team, doing your thing. January 12th, that's our first game back in regular season, SFU at UVic, and then the next night at VIU. So that's the top 10 moments of the BCIHL season. Everybody take care of yourself out there. Be safe. Just hang out with your buddies. Call for sober drivers. Do it. Call your coaches, for crying out loud. Call your buddies. Get some DDs line up and take care of yourself. Be safe. Have lots of fun. Put on your cowboy boots there, Miners. Go out dancing, kick up some dust, and follow the leaders. I don't know what that one's all about, but in the corners, what a great first half. Tight at the top of the standings. Red Leafs are on your guys' heel too, so watch out for them. Everybody, namaste. Take care. Get in the corners. Rough them up, and we'll see you in the second half. We'll see you down there in Nanaimo, okay? Peace out, everybody. All right, hockey fans, BCIHL fans, and fans of In the Corners, that is. How you doing out there, everybody? Happy New Year. Welcome to the Tom Harris Cup preview show. I'm your host, Matt, and today to help us preview this big tournament in Nanaimo, the big Tom Harris Cup showdown with our beloved Vikes, of course. Here we have today a special guest host, Shayla Faminow. Shayla, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm looking forward to a fresh start in the new year.
Exactly. And we're going to get into this big hockey tournament here. Now, Shayla, are you a part of this tournament? Are you coming down?
I am. I'm going to come down for all 3 days. So back and forth to Nanaimo from Victoria, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm going to bring some people with me as well. So it'll be fun.
Right
Get
on,
some
man.
Vikes fans in there.
Now, what are you looking forward to for the tournament for you?
Honestly, I think fresh blood is really exciting to see. And I don't think that I've had the opportunity personally to get out there and see any of the Alberta teams very often, and
Right.
getting a team from Korea it's outstanding. I haven't seen that in years. I think the last time I saw anyone from Asia come play hockey with some of the AAA boys was Japan in 2013 or 2012. So it's been a
Cool.
really long time for me.
Well, I can't wait. I'm excited for the trip too. That'll be great to have you along there. We'll do some broadcasting, some
Oh yeah,
color.
some
We'll get into the
interviews.
hockey, get into the action. And we'll do it up UVic style.
Oh yeah.
So, Shayla, I just thought today, let's talk about this tournament a little bit and take a bit of a deep dive here for 20 or 30 minutes. We'll talk about some of the visiting teams, and we'll get into some theories and ideas and players to look out for from each of the teams because we don't know any of these guys, right? So,
It's
how does that
true.
sound
Yeah.
to you?
I think that sounds great. Yeah, let's run through it.
Yeah. First of all, as our custom here, let's go over the BCIHL standings as we always do. The Mariners are in first place at 8-3. The UVic Vikes 7-3-1, second place. The Lakers are not coming to Nanaimo. They're doing their
No,
own
not this
thing.
time. Yeah.
Their holidays went off the rails and they're not going to be there. They're
Yeah.
6-4-1. They're in third place. SFU Red Leafs 4-3-1. And then Logan Lake Miners. Those guys are going to Montana, so they're busy doing other things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So first of all, Shayla, this Tom Harris Cup, there's a excerpt from the website here that lets us know a little bit about the foundation. Will you go over that with us? Read it for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the 5th of September, representatives of local charities and organizations and members of the Nanaimo Foundation gathered to receive donations from the funds raised by the Tom Harris Community Foundation and Nanaimo Foundation. So a whopping 72,000 was given away to support 7 different charities and organizations. So the recipients of the funds were the Grief Mobile, the Nanaimo's Men's Center, Crossroads Pregnancy Center, Central Vancouver Island Multicultural Society, Vancouver Island University Foundation, Gabriola's Community Bus Service, and People for a Healthy Community, Gabriola Island. Because Gabriola. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Have you ever been there, by the way, Gabriola? Oh,
No, I know where
cool.
it is, and I've seen the outline, how it's laid out, but I've never actually gotten the chance to go.
So this Tom Harris Foundation, I don't know much about it, but I looked on their website. Look at the community work that the foundation does. It looks like an outreach kind of charity that's getting involved with the hockey. So we'll learn about that when we're up there, I'm sure. But
absolutely, and it's a big promotion on healthy living right now.
From what do you mean?
A big promotion from the Harris Foundation with the healthy living and the support there.
Well, that'll be good. Shout out to all you folks, Tom Harris Foundation. They're helping put on the thing. The tournament, there's going to be games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's 3 games a day, 1 o'clock, 4:15, and 7:30. The Vikes are playing Concordia Friday, SAIT, that's the Calgary guys, Saturday, And Sunday, Korea University Tigers. How about that, man? We're smiling about that.
I'm excited.
I don't know how the hell we're going to do play-by-play for that. I looked around on the internet to try and find a roster. I actually I found this like email address that's like for the athletic department of Korea University.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you might not believe this, but my name is Matt and I live in BC and I'm going to go watch the Tigers. Will you send me the players' names so I can study them? So I'll let you know
to do a
what I
little
hear
bit of
back.
prep. Yeah, absolutely. It's always a little nerve-wracking when you don't know the exact pronunciation of a name, a last name in a hockey league. It's always fun trying to get those right.
Oh,
It's
that's
always
going to be
the parents come up and tell us.
that's going to be a gong show for me. I'm going to give my best Korean Saskatchewan accent right there. That's going to be fun. Can't wait to see the style they play. You know what? When I was rooting around looking at this, I think the Korea University Tigers came over to Canada already once this year. I saw on the website for the Camrose team in the ACAC that the Camrose team has already played Korea University this like late in the summer, end of August and early September, and they had tight games with the ACAC teams. So, and from what I heard from Gord from the Mariners and seeing these results, close games against ACAC teams, I think Korea is going to be bringing a pretty good style of game. I wonder how it'll differ, from what we're used to.
Absolutely. And the UVic team got so used to playing in the BCIHL league. I think it's really good to shake things up because it gives you new outlook, new perspective going into the second half of the season here.
Yeah, exactly. Now, there was three things I wanted to bring up to you as we're going through the teams that we can kind of have in the back of our mind, and for all the listeners too. The first is during these exhibition games, what can the teams take from them to grow for the second half of the season? So there'll probably be a little Tom Harris Cup trophy or something, and everyone wants to win the tournament, right? But really, it's an exhibition for their main playoff push. So, what things come to mind for you that could be goals of the teams heading into the second half of the season?
I think consistency really matters at this point. I think that I know I say it every time, but for the Vikes, for example, they always kind of find that consistency going in the second to the third period, but that first period is a little bit of time to get that motion underneath your feet. And I think that this tournament is a really great opportunity for all teams to kind of figure out how they can be consistent from start to finish. Whether that's in their way of gameplay, their energy they bring to the ice, communicating with their other players and teammates. I think that's like number one for me.
Great. Let's watch out for that. Secondly, as a type of New Year's resolutions, we all want to be better and improve in the new year. So I'm kind of thinking from a Vikes perspective, or from anybody listening to this, how can you use the tournament to kind of get a fresh start? I'm thinking of players like Jackson Egan from the Vikes, like players that they're kind of under the radar a little bit, maybe Ryan Strange, and they're kind of under the radar around, but they're ready to pop up and have a big second half.
They are.
So maybe this tournament can inspire that type of kind of a coming out party. So, hey, the second half, I'm taking the reins a bit for the team.
I think it comes down to motivations. I think if they really want to get those goals on and get that a little bit more practice out in real life gameplay against teams they've never faced off at. I think being able to play a team you don't often get to play against, it opens a whole bunch of different perspectives, opportunities, ways to shake up your gameplay, and not just for the players but for the coaches too, getting to see, okay, if this doesn't work, how do we face that, how do we challenge it in the second half or the second period, and it's recognizing the little patterns of other teams, the people you're playing against. I think that's huge. If you bring that into your second, third period, you're able to alter your gameplay, and if you want to get those goals, you gotta pay attention, you gotta keep your head up, you gotta see where you're going.
Yeah, maybe someone catches fire too. Maybe they put in 2 or 3 goals this weekend. Then all of a sudden, the second half, they're on a roll. So we'll see
Bring in
about
that
that.
good energy.
Yeah, totally. The third thing on my mind was this tournament seems like a pretty good accomplishment for the league. It hasn't happened yet. But when you think about the league in the future, and I'm new to the league, I don't really know a lot of the history and the future, but having all these teams from Alberta come over, hosting them in Nanaimo, the team from Korea, pretty good job by the organizers, I'd say, about raising the profile of the league. So that's another thing on my mind for the weekend. You?
I think that's fantastic. I agree. I think it's really important to incorporate as many different teams, as many different organizations, and give everyone the opportunity to have that gameplay. That ice time's fantastic, and it's really important, especially at a collegiate level. So getting this opportunity to come together for places you wouldn't normally get to practice or play against, I think it's fantastic. Very, very huge accomplishment on the league's part.
Yeah, I agree. So let's get into these visiting teams. You want to talk
Yeah.
about them for a little bit here?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
First up is Concordia Thunder.
Ooh, right.
Thunderstruck. Lightning and the Thunder. Imagine Dragons. And AC/DC. These guys got a lot of theme songs, I'm sure. They're
Oh, I'm
coming out of
sure.
ACAC. These guys are they're 3-9 this season. So they're in second last in the ACAC. They've played UVic twice this year in exhibition. They beat UVic twice already in September, 3-2 and 5-4. Those games were in Edmonton, and now they're coming out here. So
Yeah.
first of all, that ACAC, do you see that little write up there, Shayla, about it? Can you explain that
Yeah.
to us?
Yeah, so the Alberta Colleges Athletic Conference is the governing body for collegiate sports in Alberta, Canada. Founded in 1964 as the Western Intercollege Conference, the ACAC is represented by 18 schools, including one in Saskatchewan, that compete in 10 sports. Like
There we
18
go.
schools, that's pretty impressive.
I wonder what the other 10 sports are. Pickleball and
Pickleball, I bet tennis. Yeah, there's
we're
gotta be
gonna
some.
we're gonna have a pickleball tournament in Nanaimo next year. I haven't even tried
Really?
pickleball yet, but it's all the rage down here where I live. There's a court over here, not too
Everywhere.
far. Yeah,
Yeah, everyone down here seems to love it. I haven't had the opportunity to even watch a game yet, but people seem to really
Concordia.
like it.
Concordia Thunder are led by number 19, Zachary Carlson, 15 points in 12 games. Number 13 is Ryan Niven. He's from Saskatoon. All the Saskatchewan guys I'll shout out, right? Because I'm biased.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ryan Niven has 10 points in 12 games. And then there's their third leading scorer is actually from Ladysmith, plays down there in Edmonton. Isaac Lake, 5 goals, 9 points. Their scrapper is Seth Summers. Well, I mean, he's got the most penalty minutes, so that probably means he works hard and he's down there
Right.
trying to pick the puck off of people and stuff.
Yeah.
Number 21. These guys 3.1 goals a game on average, and they let in 4.25. So they're not what am I saying here? They're not winning a lot of games in their conference,
Right.
but they've handled the Vikes nicely this season.
Mhm.
Shout out to in net for these guys, Ashton Lucan and Griffin Bowerman. And I don't know, this Concordia Thunder. We're going to see them. Now, when do we see them? I think we see them Saturday for the Vikes.
Saturday? I think Saturday.
Oh, no, Friday night, Friday
Friday
morning.
night. Friday at 1 p.m. Friday. 1 p.m.
There's so many games. I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
three a day.
we'll see the Thunder on Friday morning. So what are you feeling about that after that little rundown there? Anything stick out to you?
Um, honestly, I think the way you described, was it number 21? We've got a bit of the most penalties
Yeah.
played.
I always look out for those guys because
You
I
know what?
like the players who work hard and get, usually if you're in the middle of things, you get, like Lucas Thompson from the Vikes. He's always forechecking, right? So he takes
Yeah,
penalties and
it's the same thing.
yeah.
I was thinking of Schofield.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna see Sam Schofield and Concordia's number 21. I can see that energy reacting pretty well on the ice.
Yeah.
Because they really are those energetic firecracker kind of players. And when those two get on the ice together, I think it makes for a fantastic hockey game. as just as a bystander, not to maybe be on the ice, but
Right.
someone who gets to watch it. I think those games are always energetic and entertaining, and
Yeah.
I think they really make you work for it.
You and I kind of like the scrappy players, don't we?
Oh, heck
And then
yeah.
and then and then if you ever watch the Vikes broadcast, I'll ask Shayla about her soccer days, and it goes
Oh, yeah.
from PG to explicit very quickly.
Yeah, just a
Scrappy
little.
soccer player. The
Oh yeah.
Concordia Thunder, they're 3-9. They're so-so, but they played a couple games in October against Red Deer Polytech. Red Deer are the champs, I think.
Yeah.
So and they were close. 3-2 loss, 5-4 loss. So even though their record isn't great, they're playing really well against the best
Yeah.
teams in the ACAC. So
And I
that's the
think
real deal.
it's hard when you just look at the statistics. Like, you don't get to see the gameplay the same way. I mean, every game's a little different. How the energy the boys bring to the ice, etc. But yeah, it's hard to look at the statistics and see just kind of what season they're really having. And
Yeah, like
from
in the BCIHL, the Logan Lake Miners, they're 1-10, but they always play the Vikes tough, right? They always
oh
play the
yeah,
Vikes tough.
and
They play,
again, they're scrappy.
yep,
Yeah,
they
they're hard players and they've got fantastic goalies. And I think
right.
that, yeah, I think that I'm excited to see that kind of actually get to see the players on the ice and the tournament in Nanaimo this weekend. I think it'll be and it's great for us too to sit down and get to see a different type of gameplay, especially for the Vikes, because we get to see them so often, getting to see them go up against teams they wouldn't normally get to go up against. I mean, I'm excited to see how the Vikes react to that kind of energy.
Yeah.
I, I'm wondering if wonder what kind of changes are going to be made on behalf of the coaches for these games.
Oh, they'll have fun too. They'll make some friends and enemies, I'm sure.
Oh,
Have
always.
some
You have
fun,
to.
go do karaoke at night, whatever the coach,
Yeah.
unless the coach makes them go to bed. Okay, next team. Are you ready? Oh, I froze up here. Let me know if you're back, Shayla. I better keep going though. Okay, we'll hold on here for just waiting to reconnect with Shayla. We're about to go on to the SAIT team.
Nope.
There, are you back?
There you go. I'm back.
All right, on. We waited for you, so that's good. Let's go on to the SAIT team. All right,
Yeah,
SAIT. That's in Calgary, Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. Does that sound right?
I think so.
SAIT Trojans. Okay, these guys are 8-4 in the same league as the Thunder. ACAC head coach Tyler Drader, assistant coach Josh Watson. They had a bit of a slow start to their season, but now they're putting a lot of wins together. They beat Red Deer twice last month in November. And the Trojans, these guys are going to be pretty good. They have 3 forwards who are top 10 in the league scoring. So they have
Wow.
number 9, Brandon Machado, 17 points in 11 games. Number 12, Brett Trentum, 14 points. And Dylan Clark, 12 points, all Alberta-born players. They have a defenseman named Corey King, 11 points. He's from Souris, Manitoba. So they have a defenseman there that I think is going to be, I'm kind of got my eye on,
Okay.
maybe an Owen Evers kind
But
of impact defenseman
yeah.
there. The other thing with these guys is they have 3 or 4 Flin Flon Bombers connections. Now that's a junior team from northern
Oh, wow.
Saskatchewan that
Right.
I'm a fan of, and Ethan Anstey
Yeah.
was on the Flin Flon Bombers too. So
Right.
you got to wonder how many of these guys are buddies, from back in junior
Oh,
A.
of course. Are they going
Could it
to
be
recognize each other on the ice?
right? Like, are they from the same age groups? Like, who's older here? Like, so I'm sure that a lot of these guys know each other from playing in Flin Flon. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
like these guys. Zach Kane, number 18, Reese Richmond, Flin Flon Bombers alumni, and Corey King. These guys also have a goalie, Jonah Chambers, who spent some time with the Victoria Cougars. That's kind of cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And number 4, Caden Skolmoski. He's from Mooseman, Saskatchewan, which is about 40 miles from
Oh,
where I grew up. So
amazing.
Skolmoski, I got a little wager that he'll get a goal. How does that sound?
Okay. Okay.
Maybe he's defenseman,
We
so
can
who
run with
knows?
that.
Their big penalty minute getter is Caden. I can't read my writing here. Caden Hans, number 22. But that kind of runs down the Trojans. They score a lot of goals, 4.5 goals a game, 3.5 goals they let in. So they have good goaltending. Looks like there's a lot of offense when these guys play.
Yeah.
So that's the St. Trojans rundown. Calgary team. What do you think? Anything stand out to you from me sharing some info about those guys?
Well, I'm actually really interested in seeing the offensive play that you just mentioned. I think that those teams stand out for me. It's probably because I'm such an offensive player, but that is the type of team that I always draw my eye to. If they're heavy on the offense or if they're heavy on the defense. So I'm really interested because with the Vikes, it really depends on if they're down or if they're up points, whether they're gonna turn it on and go on the offensive.
Yeah.
Like I think that they usually stay on the defensive unless they're in a position where they need to be. So
yeah, maybe the VIU Mariners, they are pretty
oh,
prolific offensive team, right?
oh heck yeah,
Their
yeah.
first line, they can pot 3 or 4 really quick on you. So might be a pretty intense matchup when these two teams get together, the
Yeah, I
Trojans
agree.
and the Mariners, because they'll have some big shooters on there. They'll have Jones and Palmer and Kirky going against Machado, Trentum, and Clark. That could be a fast paced, wild game.
Yeah.
Their starting goalie is this American guy, Andrew McLean. He plays pretty much all of their games. And he's got a 901 save percentage, which that's really good. I think 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Port Huron, Michigan. But that's the other thing, Shayla, is that it's not in these exhibition games. Players can kind of come in and out. It might not
Yeah.
be Parkinson every game, right, for the Vikes, or it
Yeah.
might not be Crawl for the Mariners every game. It could be the backup getting some shine, or
Yeah, gain some ice time. Yeah.
yeah, or it makes me think of for the Vikes like Quinton Sidaway on defense, or some of the younger players getting more of a leading role in some of these exhibition games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And it's a great opportunity for the team to get together and actually play like that. And I'm excited. I would love to see some of those first and second years that don't get as much ice time. I'd love to see them on the ice this year.
Yes, down in Nanaimo. Okay, we feeling good on the Trojans here?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, they're kind of like the Saint Flin Flon Bombers / Trojans, so gotta love it and respect it.
Yep.
Couple Southern Saskatchewan, Southern Manitoba players too, for a nice write a country song about it.
Yeah. It's just gonna roll off the tongue. Yeah.
Speaking of rolling off the tongue, Korea University and Tigers.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. Can you believe that?
I'm so excited. I think this is fantastic. And
yeah,
I mean,
me too.
Once we get into the history of these guys, I think everyone's going to understand why we're so excited.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you players will ever hear this podcast, but this is so rad that you guys are here. And,
absolutely.
we're going to try and do some interviews too. But I'm looking around for a translator but they probably speak English. So we'll see about that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I was researching this Korea University Tigers, and a lot of the articles about Korean hockey go back to the Winter Olympics, Pyeongchang.
Yeah.
And that year, the Russian team won, but there was no NHLers that year. For Canada.
No, I
didn't really recognize many of these players. Ben Scrivens, Gilbert Brule, he was on the Oilers for a bit. Mason Raymond. But yeah, so they had a Winter Olympics hockey in Korea.
Yes.
And sounds like this Korea University team, they could play pretty well. Now, all these notes, Shayla, there, anything stand out to you you want to read or tell us about?
I think that I was really excited to see they were promoted from after 2017. They took second place in the division they were playing in.
Like the national team, the Korean national team, you mean?
Yeah, the national team. Yeah, and then they went into the 2018 World Championship. I think that was really cool. Getting to see that kind of level of plays. It's so competitive, and the energy is just different when you hit that level. So
Right.
I thought that was really, really neat.
Yeah, it surprised me too. They got the Winter Olympics. So Korea tried to up their hockey game, right? So they went from 31st in the world to 18th in the world before the Olympics. So it
Yeah,
sounds like it's on the rise over there. And the team that the
absolutely.
Tigers play in, or the league, is called the U League. It's a college
Okay.
sports league in Korea, operated by the Korea University Sports Federation. Oversees college sports in
Yeah.
South Korea. So the U League, kind of like U Sports here in Canada.
Yeah, esports. Yeah.
And I found some U League teams. All right. Do you see that list there? Korea University Tigers in Seoul.
Yep.
Now that's a student body of 30,000 or so, according to
30,000.
Wikipedia, anyway. So,
Okay, so it is, we got Kwangun
yeah.
University in Seoul. That's 13,000 students. University ice hockey team won the champion of the 98th National Winter Sport Contest for Korean universities. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Another team
And
in
it's,
the U League, or what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, the next team,
Yeah.
the Kyunghee University in Seoul. Um, the symbol is the laughing lion. That's cool. That's really neat. 33,000 students. Well, these are some good sized schools. These
Yeah. Like
are
how
that's
big is UBC?
oh
20,000?
gosh. Oh, I
Or,
think it's more than that
oh, really?
actually. Yeah, I think we got a big one here. Let's see. UBC.
Yeah. The next school, I think, is their big rival, by the way. Oh, no
72,585
way. Holy moly.
UBC. And then 60,000 are enrolled in Vancouver with 11,978 at UBCO. So that is a lot of students.
Yeah, that's like 3 moose jaws.
Oh gosh.
Okay,
Yeah,
it looks
that's a
like
lot.
these Tigers, Korea University Tigers, their main rival is the Yonsei University. Now, this is like the Vikes and the Mariners rivalry, from what I can
Yeah.
tell. Like these are their cousins that they always play against.
Yeah.
Yonsei University Blue Eagles. I made that up because their picture is an eagle and their jerseys are blue. But
Okay.
the
Okay.
Yonsei Blue Eagles. Um, okay, the rivalry with Korea University, each claiming to be the best private university in South Korea. Yonsei University and Korea University have a long-standing athletic rivalry. The rivalry as well is illustrated by famous annual sports matches between them. So it sounds like these guys duke it out in all sports.
Yeah. This is like
So
all inclusive rivalry.
yeah, exactly. So the Tigers, they're gonna know about tough play, I think, from their
Yeah.
rivalry against the Blue Eagles.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. The Blue Eagles. I like it. It's gonna stick with me.
Yeah. It's kind of like calling the Mariners the blue boat guys.
Yes. The sea
Uh,
guys. Blue sea guys.
yeah. Well, what do you think, Shayla? We got a few more minutes left in our meeting here.
Yeah.
Any more
Yeah.
thoughts on this Korea? Um,
I think
I found some pictures on their website and stuff that I'll put on the team or on the In the Corners Instagram. And after the tournament, we'll have a show and we'll talk more about them, obviously. That'll
yeah.
be
I
fun.
think that's a we have so much to learn about the teams in the tournament coming in the next few days. I think that the next time we connect about this, it'll definitely have a lot more to say on these teams.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the Korean team kind of show us a different way of hockey. Like I don't want to make an assumption that they play a different type of hockey, but I mean I think the Alberta teams even play a different level of hockey than the BC teams do sometimes. So I'm excited to see that. And hopefully the teams can learn something from one another. I think that'd be the
Yeah.
ultimate takeaway from this.
Yeah, me too. Like, are they gonna carry the puck more or dump it in? Or are they faster or do they pass it more? Or like
Are they
what
going to
kind of
see a
tricks
good
what kind of tricks are they gonna have?
exactly? Or is there going to be a new technique that gets enforced? I just think that
Yeah.
yeah, this is an opportunity to learn from other players in a semi low stakes competition.
It kind of
So
reminds me of with the thing in baseball, Shohei Otani and Yamamoto, the other guy from Japan coming over.
yeah,
They it's pretty much the same game, but they pitch a little bit different, right? Like they
Yeah.
hit a little bit different. They have a bit of a different strategy in baseball. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be watching for you, Tigers. If you get this
Oh yeah.
message, you're on thin ice.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab a notepad and some cameras. I'll be there.
All right, last thing that I want to bring up is we talk about the Vikes and the Mariners ad nauseum in the corners. Like we're always talking about. They already played 5 games this season. We're interviewed their presidents. We talk about their captains for relentlessly, but it's the SFU Red Leafs that are kind of flying under the radar this season for me in the BCIHL. They're 4-3-1. They're in 4th place, but they have 3 games to make up. They're going into a critical month of the season here. First is the Nanaimo tournament, Tom Harris Cup. Then they have all their games in the month are against UVic and VIU. So they're just going through the gauntlet this month.
Oh yeah.
This is a big statement month for the Red Leafs. If they win a few of these games, they're right in the race, and then the league looks entirely different.
It's true, absolutely. And it's especially when you're down those 3 games. Like, this is a very significant and trying month for the team.
Yeah.
It's going to be constant trying to keep your energy up. It'll be constant gameplay, exhaustion, and the new semester of school is about to start.
Right.
I think like all of that put together, some tides can change this month.
Yeah, all these games, if they're playing 6 games in the BCIHL season and 3, that's 9 games in the month. That's a lot. So
Yeah.
how is that going to work against them? Is that going to work for them? We've talked a lot on the show about their goaltending. Cooper Giesbrecht and Jamie Patterson, both around 900 save percentage, stolen some wins off of the Lakers this year. Cooper Giesbrecht I'm a big fan of his results so far. I don't know. It's just a kind of an exciting month for these guys, right? So we're going to watch out for them.
Yeah, I think we should see in February, check back in and see what that kind of did it exhaust them? Did they put it like get them higher in the standings?
Right.
I'm really excited to see what kind of changes have for that because 6 games in 1 month.
Yeah.
Like that would exhaust anybody.
We saw them in October at some point. They jumped out to a 5-1 lead against the Vikes. The Vikes caught up, went to overtime. That was the game when I couldn't figure out where I couldn't figure out the stream for the first period.
Right. Yes.
But they've been kind of short on players the first half of the season. So maybe for the second semester they'll have a few more come in. That could be, I think the Vikes have a couple players coming in, Brett Murphy, a goalie, and Jacob Paler-Chow. So I bet you Red Leafs will have some new guys too, right? For the second part of the season. Red Leafs are led by Nick Wagner, Max Lightfoot, Liam Tivers. Nick Wagner, number 19. I always think he's number 12 because I call him Jerome McGinley all the time, but just mix that up. But number 19, Nick Wagner, he's kind of like the heart and soul of the team. He scores every game. Head coach Mark Soares, assistant coach Brian Stewart. The Red Leafs are coming to this Tom Harris Cup, and then it's kind of focus for me will be on them this month. I mean, it's always on the Vikes. The Vikes are on a 3-game losing streak, so they're looking to kind of find themselves again. But it's the Red Leafs this month that we're going to be watching for.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited as well. I think that's where my eyes are going to be peeled this semester or this month going into the new semester.
Now, just a couple more minutes before we get out of here. Shayla, what are we forgetting here? Do we need to go over any Victoria things or
I think we need to, in our true fashion, I think we need to pick our New Year's resolutions for the teams.
Okay. I love it.
I think we got to pick something that we think the team's going to get up to in the next few months.
Oh, I think that's great. Do you want to start things off?
Okay. I honestly, I think we're going to see some more gameplay in the Vikes from their second goalie. I think that there is a couple poor starts in the first semester, and I think they're definitely going to give him a little bit more of a shot this semester and see if we can switch that around a little bit more for him because he didn't get as much ice time at home games for the first semester.
I like that.
So I think we're going to see a little bit more of that from him, and I'm crossing my fingers that it goes a little bit better. And I think he works his butt off, so I think that's what I think is going to happen for the Vikes for the next couple first games here.
I think that's great. So that's Hunter Tarvis, Jacob Drapeau, those guys, the kind of the backup goalies to kind of take some pressure off of Parkinson. Parkinson has been the revelation for the team. You know?
Oh yeah, gold star, shining always.
Yeah.
He works hard, that guy.
Yeah. For me, for the Vikes, New Year's resolution is continued improvement and depth in their scoring. You know, Ryan Strange, 1 goal, 11 assists. Thomas Jenkins, 1 goal, 10 assists. You know, Stratton Pickett, he puts in some big goals too. You know, the Vikes are pretty well rounded. So are the Lakers. But you know, the Sam Schofield right now, he's leading that kind of top line. But they're looking for a couple more lines to get on the score sheet. So, you know, it's not always about goals, because as we saw against the Lakers, the 3-1 victory in Kelowna, sometimes playing that tight puck control game, checking, that's a good way that the Vikes can win too. But, you know, we like to see our friends score goals. So I'm saying I'm looking at Jenkins, Strange, and Jackson Egan the second half of the season to pot a few goals.
Yeah, I think we were saying that last semester. We're believing in Egan this semester, gets a couple more goals there.
Yeah, he's a tough penalty killer. The other thing I thought of too is health. Kyle Krug, Garrett Horechka, Booker Daniel. That's a good New Year's resolution. Everybody stretch.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't forget to stretch and drink water.
Yep.
Okay, Lakers. Lakers, we're going to miss you down there, but we'll see you the Red Leafs, Mariners. And Shayla, thanks for coming on this show. Tom Harris Cup preview show. We'll see you at the tournament in Nanaimo. BCIHL fans, we'll see you down there. Hit us up.
Oh, yeah. We'll keep you updated on social media, so be sure to be checking in.
Last word to you, Shayla, before we get out of here. Time for the tournament. Are you ready?
I am so ready. Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope you guys are as excited as we are. I'm looking forward to the tournament this weekend. And we'll keep you posted, and we'll bring that energy to you guys so you get it in your home.
See you at the games. Thanks for everything, everybody. Woo!
Hey.
See you, buddy.
Yeah.